What do I say at the start?
Hello guys, this is Rotanks here.
Hello guys, this is Rotanks here.
Fortune is going to be doing a Granblue deck profile for top 8, where he got carried again.
I want X1, idiot.
Alright, that's your intro.
I forgot to do this at home, so we're at locals. Okay, so we're gonna go straight into the G zone. Most of it's pretty bad because you have boat, and boat is the only good stride. So Megiddo, I've gone into it 0 times ever. This one I've gone into once ever. It's not bad actually, but boat's better. The titular boat, I wanted 4, but this is not my deck. I don't play Granblue. I just used it because it was good. And yeah, I would have played 4, but I don't have 4, so I mean I never went into more than 2 anyway, so it doesn't matter. This is the worst stride in the game. If you stride this, you will always lose. Don't stride it. I don't even know what this one does, but it's in the G zone. I've gone into this 0 times.
It's like crit per like night or some shit.
That's cringe. Just go into boat. This I've gone into once when I didn't have CB. Like I was on 0 damage and I didn't have a heal in hand. So
you went into Obadiah. You're a bad player.
No. Big Obadiah. That's when you lose. This one is
He's
fine.
also big.
So I didn't go into this in Springfest. I went into this like in practice games. In Springfest, I literally only went into boat and nothing else. That was my only stride all day. This is the other boat, but it's a bad boat, so don't go into it. I guess looking forward, like you can replace these with the new stride, I guess. I don't really know how Granblue works in the future. I just played it because it's meta, and then I adjusted it to fit me. It's pretty easy. Everyone who says Granblue is complex is dumb. Alright, moving on to the G-Guards. We have 2 of this one. It gets fat. That's about it. You play 2. This is so bad.
I love it.
This one's the one that lets you do the shoot opponent's rear guard. Again, this is one I'd probably play at 3. Maybe I'd do like that and make these the new strides. But again, this is not my deck. I just played it. Oh, this is Etan's deck, by the way. But he's in Japan and he left this in Australia, so I used it. And then these 2, I've used them sometimes. They're not bad. This one mills 2, this one gets fat. Those are like 30k shields. I know the G-Guards because I actually have use for them. Any stride that isn't boat is useless. Yeah, so don't run Obadiah, you're right. I think going forward, if you want to play like this build, I know that Scaredeck's like the popular Granblue one now after the new support. You don't need GB8, so probably take that and this out for maybe 2 of the new G-Guard and then make this the new stride. What's G-Flip? They all G-Flip, don't they? I don't know. Alright, moving on. Alright, we're going into the main deck now. I play 3 Nitros because you want to go into it after you go into boat. Yeah, it's good.
No, you just 4, you don't have the 4th.
I do actually have access to the 4th, but I chose to play 3.
No.
Next, another 3 of. I don't play any 4 of grade 3s. I play 3 Ruination. So this is the Ruination build. Persona Ride's pretty good if you go first, because this deck doesn't have a great grade 2 game, so you can't usually fight for first ride. I mean, its grade 2 game is okay, but it's not like you don't want to fight for first ride often. So you ride into this first, and then you lose their turn because they're bad at the game, and then you Persona Ride, and then you go into this, and all of your stuff is plus 15. So very, very deadly. And then the only order I play is the book. I want to fit in a Lyrical Veil, but I couldn't, and the book is better. Remember that this is, you may play an order, so even if you Persona Ride, you don't have to use the book and deck yourself out. But yeah, this was very good. This made me win a lot of rounds. Next, what do you mean how?
Wow, I know it's
wow, yeah.
Who would have known that draw 4 won you the game a lot?
Yeah, Persona Ride draw 4 is my favorite sentence in the game. Next, this is a card I wanted to bump up to 3. There's this and another one that I want to bump up to 3, but I couldn't find the space. 2 worked fine for me, but the only downside is that you never want to ride Beatrice, because in your main deck, the only way to Soul Blast is to use Beatrice. So if you ride into Beatrice, and then ride over it with something else, you have to have the other Beatrice active to get the other one active, which is very important for combos, basically. And then I have 2 Skull Dragon. This is a big guy. He goes to damage a lot, so it's good to have 2 so you can have at least 1. It's not bad. It gets fat, like 50k. First stride. And then the last grade 3 is Nightstorm, one of. He does some loops with Beatrice, and when you have Night Rays on Vanguard, remember to declare hollow, because otherwise you don't get the skill. And yeah, good card. Alright, we'll move on to the grade 2s now.
Editor, don't cut loose.
I'm the editor.
Exactly.
Alright, grade 2s. The only grade 2 that I play multiple copies of is Columbard because he's busted. Mill anything and then call 1 is very, very good. Yeah, I don't really need to explain it. It's like everyone knows Columbard at this point.
Yeah, I remember him. He's on boost CD1, call that a very
Don't listen to Rotank, he's dumb. Then we go into the 1-ofs, which is the rest of grade 2s. 1 King Serpent. Can charge, soul charge, both very good. It can extend your combos further, especially when you're doing the Beatrice and Nightstorm loop. Yeah, good card. 1 of Boat. I know a lot of controversy came about because of this card, because the guy who won with Granblue, he called this directly from his hand, so remember, you cannot do that.
He guarded with it, thank you very much.
Oh, it was...
I was one judging that game, so I know.
When we fought him, he called from hand
Oh,
directly.
he called from hand?
Yeah, but I was player A and he was player C, so my teammate fought him, and then beat him anyway. So,
So you did it multiple times.
yeah. So yeah, this card, good swing draw 1. If you don't have enough of a drop zone to go into Skull Dragon, you can just spam this guy multiple times on your boat turn and just get some advantage going. Next we have the 1 of Cannoneer. Shoot is pretty good. I actually didn't know that this guy drew you a card as well, until... How far was it? Like, I've been playing this deck for like 3 months now. It took me like 2 months to realize that he draws a card as well. That's pretty good.
Yeah, can't like how I didn't know that Fur could bind from drop.
You're dumb. 1 Greed Shade. I only play 1, you don't really need more. It's just like, there was one game where I was grade 2 gaming because I didn't have the grade 3 in hand, and then like he's just there to fix it basically. You don't really need, like, he's not a card you ever need to go into unless something's gone wrong basically. This is my favorite card in the deck because no one else played it. Ghoul Dragon, basically good in the Narukami matchup where it puts normal units from your bind zone back into your deck and then calls himself out. But apart from that, he's also good because he's another retire that doesn't use counterblast, so he swings and then end of battle? No, on attack. Sack 1 of yours, sack 1 of theirs. Very nice. Yeah. And then the last grade 2 is Jesse the Ghosty. Very, very good card. Only play 1 though.
I love Breaking Bad.
Yeah, he's breaking the meta because he's so not bad. Yeah, free counter charge every turn is very good. Yeah. Okay, so that's it for grade 2s. We'll move on to grade 1s. Okay, so starting off the grade 1s, we have 3 Cutlass. It's just the deck needed more counter charge. I know there are a few lists that weren't playing this, but I think it's very, very good.
Just heal.
Just heal, lol. And then because Cutlass puts itself in bind, well, another copy of itself in bind, I play Bell, not only for the Narukami matchup, but also for Cutlass, so covers a lot. It's very nice. Like, having Bell in a deck is nice, but then having a way to use it when you're not against Narukami, that's very, very good.
It's so busted.
Yeah, it's good. I use it a few
I
times.
didn't even know that you could use it to get Cutlass back.
Okay, don't be like Rotate. Be a smart player.
I don't play Freeman.
And
I'm
play
really smart.
4 Banshee. Banshee's very good. You ride it and mill the book. Unless you have book in hand. Just don't have book in hand. It's that easy. This is also how you build up your drop zone early. What I like to do is if I ride this, and then I ride into Columbard, I like to call out the Beatrice. And then Beatrice skills Soul Blast 1, call this back out, so that I have this 20k column, which is also getting me a drop zone as well. So it's very nice, very nice. And then this is the other card that I wanted to bump up to 3 but could not find the space for. 2 Negrobone. So, very good card. Basically just ditch 1, call anything, and because you will have more than 10 cards in your drop zone. Yeah, I want to find space for 3, but I couldn't justify it over anything else. And the last grade 1 is Tommy the Ghosty Brothers. So it's the grade 3 searcher. It's kind of there because if you ride Beatrice, it lets you do more of a combo, even though you don't want to ride Beatrice. Apart from that, it's a nice booster. It's the biggest grade 1 booster, apart from when you use Bell's skill. For 13k, it's not bad. It's not bad. And then before we go into triggers, we have the starter. I wanted to use Night Kid, but no one gave me Night Kid, so...
That's not Dream Nibbler.
I'm gonna punch you.
Why are you playing Dream Nibbler?
Because that's the D card, and it's worse than Premium. I'm gonna move on to the triggers now. Okay, so starting off the triggers, this is like what I said, where I'm not a Granblue player, I'm a guy who plays this because it's meta. I know a lot of Granblue players like to do the 2 of this and then 1 of the regular ghosty one and then 1 of the countercharge ghosty one. I don't want to ride into Beatrice, so I don't really see the need to. Which is another thing, like, I'm not a Granblue player, I don't like Beatrice riding, I like its skill on rear guard, so 4 of this is fine. I never really came across a situation where I was low on resources, so I didn't need the countercharge one or anything, so not bad, not bad. Next we have 3 crit sentinels and the 1 draw PG. So these are our 4 sentinels in the deck. Again, people are playing like the grade 1 one because you can like call it from drop or whatever. I'm not a big fan of that. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, it takes up space in the main deck, like that aren't triggers. These being triggers just helps you like have more space in the main deck. It's very nice because this is a very, very tight deck as well. Yeah, so pretty good. Also this with the G guard that I showed earlier, which I've lost now. Yeah, this one, where it calls 2 different grades from drop zone. You call your grade 3 and this grade 0. And that's another 45k shield on top of this, so very nice, very nice. And then the 1 PG, it actually did come up one game. It's nice, but I don't need more, so 1. And then for the crits, we have 4 of the stride crit, 3 of the insult crit. Stride crit's pretty good, it's a ghosty, so if you ride Beatrice, you can get some more shield off of it, not bad. And then this one I've used the skill of 0 times. I don't think you ever need to draw in this deck, but 10k, sorry, I don't think you ever need to draw off the trigger in this, like this effect. But the 10k trigger is like just as valuable, so honestly, if you don't have these, just play the V crits, or even the DE ones, like it's the same thing. And then rounding off the deck is Bless Favor, the over trigger, so yeah, it's dumb, and yeah. It draws 1, and then you choose one of your units, and it gets a crit, and then all of your primary units get 10k, and then if your damage zone has more cards in your opponent, choose a card from your damage zone and heal it. So it's basically all the triggers. This won me more games, like I flipped over trigger more games in premium than I did in D, so, and I'm playing Gravidia in D, so, and it won me more games. Good card. Final thoughts on the deck. I don't know anything about Granblue, but it's super easy. People who say Granblue are hard are wrong. Deck's good, Persona Ride good, yeah. Oh, and Boat's good. Don't ever go into any other stride, there's no reason to. Oh yeah, thanks to Etten, who lent me like most of the deck. Then...
Show me out?
Well, yeah, I did.
Oh!
Good. Sorry.
Maybe.
So yeah, Ayrton lent me most of the deck, and then I got 1 boat off Petraz. I think one of the G guards or something was off a chemo, so this is really like a whole lupus effort, you know? Very, very happy that I got a top with the deck made by the boys. Yeah. Enjoy playing Granblue, and see you later.